My name is Jude English. I am not a member of the Green Party because I've been expelled. That's not necessarily the average story. This is about what does the political parties think about the Supreme Court judgment. I can tell you that the Green Party has put the Supreme Court judgment into a box along with every other piece of legislation, every other gender critical case, and every other piece of writing about this issue, a big box labelled "We will not go there," and thrown it in the bottom of the sea. They think that that will be a suitable way to move forward over the next 10 years. Obviously, it's not. Their situational analysis of what's going on outside is zero, absolutely zero. Their situational analysis of what's going on with Green Women's Declaration is also pretty near zero. And at this point, I'm going to just kind of say, so that's the background on where they are, absolutely as a captured organisation can be. As Connie said, universities are completely captured. The Green Party lowered its rates for students years ago and allowed an influx of young people to come from those education institutions. They now run the entire show. There's a brief glimmer of hope in the fact that the Green Party has just appointed a new CEO from an external place who may not be completely drenched in the lies, and a new governance officer, because we had a governance officer who was very much like Isla Bumba. And the chair of the party was also very Isla Bumba. So it's a brief glimmer, but I'm not that hopeful because, of course, fighting as two organisations. I'm going to say thank you to Women's Declaration International. About, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago in Cardiff, Green Women met for the first time. We couldn't talk out loud, we couldn't, we had to meet in secret inside the Green Party. We came to Filia and saw the Women's Declaration stuff, actually. We saw Labour Women's Declaration, so hats off to them as well at this point. And since then, we have been working really, really hard to work out how we can make change happen inside the Green Party. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that at the moment, about how you can help, actually. We, if Joe can put up at some point, or you can look for the Green Women's Declaration website. My colleague Zoe, who was going to be here today, and I have been working extremely hard for probably about 3 years. We knew we were going to get expelled. We understood why that was happening. We've also been working with the Free Speech Union for a number of years, and I've got to say hats up to them as well. All the staff there have been incredibly helpful, professional, and I do recommend that anyone in this room who's not a member joins them. So we've been working on a legal case that includes free speech and discrimination. We have a wide body of evidence. We have legal know-how, and we've just appointed a legal team, DID Law, the same legal team that defended Shara Ali and are currently defending or helping MFA with their case. We went through quite an extensive legal process, which also involved talking to lots of lawyers, which is great fun. I find the lawyers really interesting, much more interesting than I thought we would. So we know where we're standing, and that's what we're going to do. The Green Party is at a crossroads, as somebody said recently. It's at a crossroads between understanding whether it's a secular libertarian organisation founded by an ecological science, or whether it's a critical social justice organisation that just wants to run away all the stuff that you see from the panellists before. Yeah? The Green Party used to have an EDI officer, Hamza Igal. He was sacked.
We need to time it really.
And then they paid him off. And he was sacked because as a black man, he stood up and said, I see racism and I see sexism inside the party. And they said, no, you don't. You're laughing, but it's that clear. If a member of staff stands up inside the party and tries to say anything, you Peggy's of the NHS, you are just sacked, or if you were a member, you were probably suspended. The disciplinary process is not open to view. That's why nobody inside the party can particularly see what's going on. So we're also about to kind of do a WikiLeaks thing where we put out the complaints against me, for example, and my colleagues, so that everyone can see exactly what's going on. Because part of what happens is keeping things quiet is what the party wants, yeah? Also, we're at the moment doing a bit of an expose. I'm working with a well-known lesbian journalist, I wonder if you can work out who that is, to do an expose on safeguarding inside the party. Again, like you see in schools or you see inside universities, safeguarding of free speech, but also of young people is not good at all. Do not think that the Green Party is good place for people to be, kind of meeting their new friends. I don't think it is. We'll come out quite shortly. And then before conference, we will have some more kind of exposures and hopefully the announcement will be bringing litigation. Unless they reply to our emails and letters saying, we've seen the light, all will be well. I don't hold that much hope about that. Really. So I said this in other venues that the Green Party is interesting because the case we bring, the litigation that Women's Declaration, Green Women's Declaration brings, will be very important in terms of what other parties look at, in terms of clarifying the law on freedom of speech inside a political party and about discrimination and the Equality Act inside political parties, which is not clear to the Green Party. I think it's fairly clear to the Liberals, actually. We've done some work with them, and I think they're beginning to understand. And of course, we know that Labour is beginning to understand. But it's going to be a long, long haul to change this round. As I said before, I think this litigation that comes through the Green Party or Green Women's Declaration will be extremely helpful and useful to the movement as a whole. If anyone wants to talk to me about it afterwards, I can talk very length. I'm on my 7 minutes, I think. So that's the main thing. Green Party doesn't have a clue at the moment, but there are women and men outside the Green Party who are going to try to reclaim our party. And people say, why do you still do it, Jude? Well, because fundamentally we need an ecological based party to fight for the future of children. And that's the end.